Cinemaman here. Hello YouTube, Cinemaman here, and I am back. It has been a year since I did my DVD update. It's been a year since I did a segment of Sean's DVD collection, so I'm going to show you all the DVDs I've got over the past year. This is going to be divided into a couple of parts because I've gotten so much, but I hope you enjoyed anyways. So first one I have here, last year, because I've got, because it was Halloween, I thought I'd, buy some stuff, and this film was originally going to, I was originally going to go see this film. They probably play it every Halloween, because, it's a classic, and I've got both the 1984 and the 2010 edition, the versions of A Nightmare on Elm Street. So this is the this here's the original here. This is the original here, and this is the remake. Now the original is actually a pretty cool set. It's got like loads of it's got like a decent amount of features. Even has like a long documentary on Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff, and the legacy. Basically, this was the sorry, I'm in a comfortable position right now. This is the film that built New Line Cinema. Back when New Line Cinema was independent, this was what made them major. This was years before New Line Cinema merged with Warner Brothers, but this is anyways, you all know the story, but this is considered to be a horror classic. This was kind of what made Robert Englund a household name, so, if you've not seen it, then where the hell have you been for all your life? You should have seen this by now. And let's not forget the remake. The remake was okay. It was fairly decent. Right, that's it. I'm changing positions. This is getting kind of painful now. Okay. This is the remake. It's a one disc. I think this came with a digital copy, but someone might have already used this. Yes, because I bought this off eBay. But anyways, it is very decent. Despite the fact that they cast some unknowns and some, but it still sort of holds up in a way. Okay, and the next one I have is a mob classic, and that is Martin Scorsese's The Departed, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and Mark Wahlberg. And if you haven't heard this, know what it's about, it's basically Jack Nicholson, back in like the 70s or the 80s, sort of employed Matt Damon as a kid to sort of, he becomes friends with him, and he sort of brought him up to, be part of the mafia, and he basically sent him to the police academy to be like a mole for the Boston police. DiCaprio's also went to the academy, and he's sort of been used by the police to infiltrate Jack Nicholson's mob. I think this was a remake of Infernal Affairs, a movie from Hong Kong. It's the first disc there, and it's the second disc. But this is a very good film, and this was the film that finally won Scorsese his Best Director Oscar. So that'd be good. Next one I have is Mystic River, directed by Clint Eastwood. It's actually, Sean Penn actually gives a very good performance in this, and so does Tim Robbins, and Kevin Bacon is sort of like goodness. It's basically Sean Penn's daughter is found like dead, and this like sort of reunites him with two of his friends. One played by Tim Robbins, who was a guy that sort of got abducted as a child, and he's never been like able to sort of shake it off. And Kevin Bacon's like a police officer assigned to Sean Penn's daughter's murder case. And yeah, so this was from the guy that wrote Shutter Island, and I mainly wanted to see this because it's Clint Eastwood, and this was on the run-up to the release of Jersey Boys, which, to be honest, though it's a good movie, is a lot better. I think the Broadway show is a lot better than the movie. But still, this is actually a suspenseful drama, if you like that sort of thing. So check that out. And here's a couple of ones that I got for Christmas. This one here is the Man of Steel Steelbook. I'm not sure if this is an exclusive or not, but it's actually got like a pretty cool... It's got a pretty cool like top, like a cover for it. And this thing here, you can just, this Blu-ray 3D thing. Yeah, it's actually kind of good. I've only like seen the first one with Christopher Reeve and the Bryan Singer reboot, which everyone was giving a load of crap, but I thought Brandon Routh did a good job in that one. Well, this one is actually pretty. This is actually a pretty good film, and it sort of held my interest, mainly because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. I mean, Zack Snyder's an okay director. I didn't like Watchmen, as you can see, nothing on the back, but I did enjoy 300 and Sucker Punch. Okay, here we go. I think this is the 2D version at the front and the 3D at the back. Here's like a digital copy, an ultraviolet digital copy, and if you take it out, you'll see a picture of Superman's cape blowing in the breeze. So this was kind of, in my opinion, I think they kind of released this, too early in cinemas, because many people will be still in school by then. But it's still a good film, and it still kept my interest. So it's not all that big of a loss. But anyways. Though I did enjoy the Nostalgia Critic's review, I don't really agree with what he says half the time. So, okay. Next one I have is, next one, my mum got me this, and it's The World's End. Here's a little itchy. It's the third and final chapter in the Cornetto trilogy. Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy, and it's Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, who were these two friends that had this gang, and when they were teenagers they used to do this pub crawl where they had to visit all these pubs in their hometown, and they failed to complete it when they were kids, so they go back with their friends Martin Freeman, Paddy Considine, and Eddie Marsan from Ray Donovan to sort of try and complete it, where they kind of become sort of tangled in an alien invasion. So here's the disc there. There's the digital copy. Still, this is actually a really good film. Really sort of funny, although I prefer Paul to all these, to Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. I kind of prefer Paul, but still very enjoyable. And here, my brother got me a couple of, he got me two TV box sets from my favourite show, and that is Breaking Bad, the fourth Season 4 and Season 5 Part 1 of Breaking Bad. How can you not enjoy this show? This show is awesome. Everybody is in it, and they really bring their A game to it, and you cannot really watch this without singing the praises of Bryan Cranston. He is a very good actor in this. He has come a long way from being just the dad out of Malcolm in the Middle. So, this was a show that really held my interest. You know, every single episode, I just couldn't wait to see what would happen next. It is brilliant and suspenseful, and the writing in it, where it basically, you think one thing is going to happen, and then they just completely turn it on its head, and oh my, I cannot wait for Better Call Saul. I also have Season 5 Part 2 of this, which I'm going to get to later. And, anyways, the next one I got some of these with my Christmas money, and it is Dead Poet Society, starring the late Robin Williams in one of his great roles. And this is just a very harrowing... I think Robin Williams plays a sort of like a teacher at this preparatory... I think it's like a boarding school, and it is like where they're very strict, and they're just proper... I wouldn't say cruel, I'd say they're just very conformist. But, you know, he's assigned to be their sort of the poetry teacher, and he gets his students to sort of try and think independently. And this is a very sad movie. This is depressing, really. You want to punch all the teachers in this film. You kind of want to punch all these teachers in the film, but anyways, check it out. Next one I have is, it wasn't my favourite during, it was still, you know, good, but it's Hitchcock. It is good. It's about the making of Psycho, and how basically how no one wanted to make Psycho due to the twist ending, because they were very conservative. So Alfred Hitchcock, played by Anthony Hopkins, had to get the funding for Psycho, and you know, it's just about the things with him and his wife, and it is a very sort of, it's a decent film, you know, it's very factual, and it's got a load of good stars like Scarlett Johansson as Janet Leigh. I just, you know, I actually think she's pretty fit, so anyways, check this out. Also, I have The Hunger Games on Blu-ray. This sadly came with no features, but it is the unseen edition, because if you look right here, it's the 15 version, so I am assuming it is uncut. But it is a great, you know, it is way better than like Twilight, and I'm still like a fan of Harry Potter, but this is sort of, I've not seen Divergent yet, and I also have Catching Fire, which I'm going to get to later on, but still, it's basically, I'm not even going to go into the plot, because you all would have heard about this. This is practically what, you know, I'm not going to say made Jennifer Lawrence a household name, because I think Winter's Bone, I've not seen it, but she got nominated for Winter's Bone, so I'm assuming that's what's put her in the spotlight, but this was what kind of branched her career. But the action scenes in that are actually pretty good, and it is a very good plot. So anyways, this is part 1, and I'm going to get to part 2 in a moment. So see you later.